What is going on, guys? This is Daniel, and over the All-Star break, the Pelicans made a splash by trading for DeMarcus Cousins, and since then, in games Cousins has played in, they are only 2-6. And the defense isn't the issue. The issue is the offense, and you can see this by their offensive rating, which is points scored per 100 possessions, and in the small sample size, they are really struggling with Cousins compared to their season offensive rating. So I watched some film to see what exactly is going on, good and bad. Let's get to it. When Cousins grabs a rebound, it is not uncommon for him to bring it up and look to make a play, and here he makes a nice pass to Solomon Hill for the open three. This is the dream for Pelicans fans as it involves their three best players. Cousins brings it up, makes a nice pass to Holiday, who misses, but there's Davis flying in for the offensive rebound. And with Boogie, you just have to live with the turnovers, and here he makes a horrible pass. Cousins bringing the ball up is okay, but it's usually better when Holiday brings it up and Boogie can trail and get open threes where he's a decent 35% three-point shooter, and this time you can see how Holiday rushes ahead to attract defenders and kicks it right out to him for the open shot. Now let's talk about when Cousins ball screens and he likes to pop where he can get open threes, and 35% is fine, but it doesn't freak defenses out to the point where they have to change their scheme. It's better when he catches it on the pop and attacks, and he's a brilliant face-up player. He's been for years, and he's almost impossible to stop one-on-one, and on this next clip you'll see him attack Pau Gasol. The Spurs will switch the pick and pop here, and with 10 seconds left on the shot clock and Patty Mills on Boogie, Holiday needs to recognize the ball needs to go to Boogie in the post. He doesn't and jacks up a bad shot. It's just inconsistent right now, as here when the Thunder switch, Holiday does a great job of immediately swinging the ball, Boogie seals the smaller defender, and on this play, draws a foul. This is nice. Cousins and Davis will set a double drag screen for Holiday. They should run this more often, and here the Spurs will switch, and now Holiday has Gasol on him, and he does the right thing by attacking Gasol off the dribble and hitting a shot in the lane. The Pelicans have also done a decent amount of simply throw it to Cousins and let him do his thing, and there's nothing wrong with this. Clear out and let one of the best isolation players in the game go to work. Cousins will beat you off the dribble, and he can also of course bang in the post, and here he attacks Steven Adams and gets the and one. Cousins is a good passer as well, so if he's doubled in the post, he can make the right read out of it. Okay, so this is what I really want to see. Cousins isolates in the post, and Davis crashes the glass, and one of my conclusions is both Cousins and Davis don't crash the glass enough. They need to take advantage of the fact that they can bully teams inside and kill them on the offensive glass. Moving on to set plays, and here's the high post split where Cousins will get it at the high post and Davis will rub off a screen. Cousins gets it to Davis, who nicely kicks it out to Hollis Thompson. It's a quality set, and here when Davis isn't open, Holiday will come up for the dribble handoff and hit a jumper. They're experimenting with different variations of it. Here they'll get it to Cousins at the high post, and there will be two simultaneous pin downs for wings, and here on this particular occasion, Davis gets open for the jumper, but the problem with this option is now there is no offensive rebounding as Davis is shooting and Cousins is out on top. But here, it doesn't matter. Here's a twist where they'll get it to Davis at the high post and have Cousins come up for the handoff. I don't love it, but it's interesting. The one play that's really interesting that has its limitations is the Horns pick and roll. Here, Davis pops for the jump shot, and the problem is here, Davis is a 29% three-point shooter, and the Spurs will happily give up that shot. Again, Davis pops, and this time the Spurs switched, and Gasol is guarding Holiday, so Davis should get it to Holiday, and they should take advantage of that mismatch. Instead, Davis takes the three. One positive with Davis popping and Cousins rolling is that now naturally, Cousins is in great rebounding position. Also, on the catch, Davis should look to drive, as not only will this attract help, but the rebound will also be shorter, and here this allows Cousins to get the putback. What can also work is the high-low from Davis to Cousins, and they should look to formulate this chemistry. The only time I saw them work this high-low was off a missed free throw, but you can still see it in action, and it's a tough play to defend. I do like it better when Davis rolls as he's an alley-oop threat and Cousins pops as he's a 35% three-point shooter, and they ran this a bit as well. Watch how this time, Danny Green will switch on to Cousins, but the Pelicans don't post up Cousins, and Holiday takes a poor shot. Of course, with a new player, there's going to be some confusion, and here's a set where Cousins doesn't really seem to know exactly what he's supposed to be doing, and the result is a shot with Cousins beyond the three-point arc. They also tried out the ball screen between Cousins and Davis, but most teams can simply switch this, and the Spurs do here, and Boogie takes a tough shot. This time it's Davis handling it, but again the Spurs can switch and contain it, and this is what I don't like. Look at Cousins already drifting toward half court. He should be crashing the offensive boards, let the other players get back on transition defense. There are certain scenarios where Boogie should be on the block looking to rebound, and Davis isolating is one of them. He should not be spreading the floor like E'Twaun Moore. But one play where you do want Boogie spotting up is on the Davis pick and roll, as you want Davis rolling to the rim with no one in the lane, and here Solomon Hill will set a flare screen for Boogie, and it gets him an open three. This flare screen for Cousins during the pick and roll is good action. The one area where Cousins can make the most impact is with the second unit, where it's Cousins and four not great players, and generally the Pelicans do a good job of simply getting it to Cousins and getting out of his way at times, and here he gets a dunk. But throwing it to him doesn't mean he's always going to shoot, and here he does a nice job of finding Dante Cunningham on a backdoor cut. Here Cousins posts up and finds Cunningham with a laser for the corner three. The Tim Frazier-DeMarcus Cousins pick and roll can also be useful. Tim Frazier is a quick guard who can get into the lane and do things. This was spectacular and unexpected. The Pelicans' second unit will run the loop play for E'Twaun Moore, where he receives 3 consecutive screens, and it works to perfection. They run this play again, and while it doesn't result in a score, this is quality offense as they're running plays, moving the ball, and they eventually get deep post position for Cousins, who doesn't take a great shot. There are plays where Cousins isn't involved with the second unit, and this is okay as long as they run something good, and this time they run a nice double drag screen, and it gets a spot up 3. This is not ideal offense, as they try to post up more, can't even get it to him, and it results in a bad shot. Well, there you have it, guys. I wouldn't look too much into the advanced stats because A, it takes a while to implement a player like Cousins into the offense, and B, it's such a small sample size as well, and they are getting okay shots, but a lot of the role players are simply not hitting them, and those field goal percentages will revert back to the mean over time. But there are issues, and they need to crash the glass more and learn how to take advantage of mismatches when the defense switches, and once they tune up that sort of thing, their offense will start looking pretty good. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.